Way up to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
All right, it is Way Up. I'm Angela Yee, and I have two journalist guest hosts joining me today on this Monday. We have Jordan Emanuel.
Hello.
Hello, and you've been watching her on Summer House Martha's Vineyard. All right, season 2 is on right now. And also Rob Markman, acclaimed journalist, but from Genius right now, where you also break down a lot of lyrics and do some amazing interviews.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Yee.
And today is really going to be a lot about this whole beef that's happening right now with Kendrick and Drake. We want to make sure we break this down for you guys so you can understand a lot of things that are being alluded to, see what you guys think about who's winning this battle, were there any lines crossed, or are there lines when it comes to this? So we're going to get into all of that. But first, let's start it off with some love and positivity, because I think we need that after all of the activities
Facts,
over the weekend, all of the beefing going on. So 800-292-5150, call us up and let us know who you want to shine a light on. It's Way Up.
I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
All right, like I said, we are going to get into some positivity before we get into the beef. Are y'all good with that?
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
we need that.
Jordan Emanuel is here from Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Rob Markman is here from Genius, but also his own individual person as a journalist.
Yeah.
And as a hip-hop artist, too. So we're going to talk about all of that today.
Yes.
But today I want to shine a light. I just got back from St. Thomas last night, and I want to shine a light on Ayana Young. She was the person that kind of put this itinerary together for us. It was Carnival in St. Thomas. Have you all ever been to a carnival before?
No, but I want to.
All right, we're going to plan this for you.
Okay, period.
Rob, you?
Now, I mean, I'm from Flatbush, so Eastern Parkway is the closest I got.
West
Juve
Indian.
and West
That's
Indian
coming up.
Parade. Yep.
Well, we did Juve, we did the parade, but when I tell you, she thought of absolutely everything while we were on this trip to make sure that we were comfortable, to make sure that we were well taken care of. So shout out to you, Yana, and she's from Brooklyn. You know, I love that already.
Let's go.
But she has family there, so she's back and forth a lot. So shout out to Ayana, because when I tell you, everybody was like, this is one of the best trips we've ever been on. That's how people really, really felt. And it was a lot of activities, I promise you. All right, well, who do you guys want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150. Kenny, who do you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine my light on my little niece, Keisha L. Pittman. So she wrote a book, a children's book about bad secrets and everything about when you're not arresting you or touching you when they're not supposed to and everything. And she explains how, you should come about telling your guardians and your parents about it.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, shout out to Keisha. How old is she?
She's a grown woman. She's 32.
That's an important book, though, to be able to have those conversations with your kids.
Absolutely, it is.
All right. Well, shout out to Keisha. What's the name of the book one more time?
Bad Secrets. Not for me.
Bad Secrets, not for me. All right. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, that was Shine a Light. And like I said, we have some journalists in the building with us. We have Jordan Emanuel and Rob Markman. And when we come back, of course, we're going to start it off by talking about what is happening with Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. There are so many songs out, but we're going to break it down. We'll get the timeline for you. And of course, you guys will get a chance to weigh in. You can always hit us up at Way Up With Yee or leave a message, and we'll get it that way too. But, call us up live, 800-292-5150.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Talk to
All right, it's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee, and I'm joined today by Jordan Emanuel. She is also a journalist, which we love, and also Rob Markman, who is a music journalist. You know him from Genius, but also from being a hip-hop artist. Let's get into it. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's start March 22nd. This is when this all kind of exploded publicly for us to see. There were little jabs that had been taken between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Did y'all anticipate that this would ever be like this?
I did it.
No.
I thought that the beef, because there was so many shots for like 10 years, I was like, this isn't going anywhere.
Right.
Really, I literally made a video on my Instagram on January 4th being like, these guys are never going to really go at each other. They might as well all three collaborate. Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick. And Clearly, I was
Do you
wrong.
think it's because we don't know what it really even stems from, right? Is it rap competition? Is it I'm the best? But it feels like it's very, very personal. And Jordan, do you think there's certain lines that shouldn't be crossed when it comes to rap battles, or everything is on the table?
At this point, it's too late regardless. I do feel like, there's some etiquette being people in the same industry, but that's long gone at this point.
Just know when I run into you can't say certain things and think it's all good. Well, let's start it off with Like That. This is the song with Future, Metro Boomin, and Kendrick. And here's what Kendrick had to say.
The big three. It's just big me.
All right, so that was the first little, some jabs were taken there. And by the way, J. Cole did respond at a certain point, but then dropped out right after.
With 7 Minute Drill. He said it was affecting his peace. He wasn't sleeping right at night.
I'm not mad at it now.
Wait, he got clowned. He definitely got clowned. He's seeming like the genius. He might be the winner in all this when it's all said and done.
He saw it all.
All right, well then Drake on April 13th put out Push-Ups, and this was the Drop and Give Me 50. And people were loving this, by the way, when it came out, because the Drop and Give Me 50, he was saying that TDE got 50% of Kendrick's money, or did he pay $50 million to get out of that contract? That's what some people speculated.
I think it was 50%, and then he had a line about splits on the leaked version and Kendrick doing splits. So, and I don't know that 50% is a bad deal. I mean, what was Drake's contract with Birdman and Wayne?
Right. Everybody has, and everybody's in everybody's pockets. Well, here's what that sounded like.
It'll probably change if it BM start to kiss and tell. Hugs and kisses, man, don't tell me about no switches. I'll be rocking every chain I own next visit. Ayy, I'll be with some bodyguards like Whitney.
Whitney is, of course, Kendrick's significant other. And she's been at the center of a lot of this. Now, we'll get into that in a second, but Kendrick then responded with Euphoria. And Euphoria, by the way, is also the name of the show that Drake executive produced with Zendaya. So
that had a lot of underage sex in the show also.
Yeah, that people were saying it was like, well,
it was like Degrassi 2.0.
Yeah. I mean, really like 3.0. But here's what that sounded like, where he took shots at Drake for being a bad father.
Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all think of my life as rap? That's it. I got a son to raise, but I can see you don't know nothing about that.
All right, we got a lot more to get into when it comes to this. But then he also put out, by the way, was it the same day that this came out, 616 in LA?
616 in LA came out on Friday.
Okay.
And that and Meet the Grams came out later that night.
All right. So let's get into 616 in LA. Here's what that sounded like.
Have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? Fake bully, I hate bullies.
All right. Well, this is where it was exposed that there are some moles in Drake's camp. What do you think about that?
I believe it, low key.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to have a camp that big and not have some suspicious people in there.
Yeah, and even if they're not intentionally suspicious, like the camp has been like a little shaky. If you go back to the Pusha T beef, Pusha found out about Drake's son. He said,
how did he find that out?
Because he said 40 had told the woman. It was pillow talking, and Pusha found out from the woman. So, the camp, there's a lot of people in that camp, so there's been leaks, whether intentional or malicious or not.
All right. Well, we're going to get more into this because there is so much. And when I tell you, we've never heard Kendrick drop like this, literally back to back to back. And the 616 in LA, of course, was the time stamping, which is normally what Drake does in a lot of his music. And so Kendrick beat him to the punch with that. There's a lot of subliminals here, and I know we'll break that down too. We have more when we come back about last night, because it only makes sense in About Last Night to talk about all of these songs dropping like all weekend. And right now, we're going to get into... What? We're going to get into Like That? All right. Well, let's get into Like That. Future, Metro Boomin, and Kendrick Lamar.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
Last night. All right, it's way up, and I have Rob Markman here with me today from Genius, and Jordan Emanuel, who's also is also a journalist, and we're trying to break down this Drake versus Kendrick. It's a lot.
That's a whole lot.
It's a lot for a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So we played some of the beginnings of the beef up to 616 in LA. And right now, let's get into where we are. Now, Drake put out the song Family Matters, and he's making a lot of accusations about Kendrick's right hand, Dave Free, being the father of one of Whitney, his woman's kids. All right. So here's what he had to say.
Heard that one of them little kids might be Dave Free.
That's a huge allegation.
Yeah.
Messy.
But it's also not saying it's true. It's saying I heard that it might be.
That's the out though. That's the the wink wink. Like he introduced that information. That wasn't even a rumor. That wasn't anything that anybody was talking about.
Right.
Drake put that in the air. I don't believe it. Because I wouldn't see Kendrick after that standing next to Dave Free. Like I just don't. That was pretty unbelievable to me.
And then he also, and I think this is where he's really trying to hit below the belt, because Kendrick has made it clear, like, you're talking about my family. And I think anybody in a hip hop beef, once you start talking about somebody's family, you may not care about what people say about you, but when they start talking about people who you love, that's when it really does hurt. And here's what he had to say about his allegations that Kendrick is abusive to Whitney.
When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she bigger than you?
Have you heard these allegations before about him putting his hands or being an abuser?
No.
Never.
No.
I also think it's so ironic that Drake chose to use that line, because he's stood by so many actual people who've gone to jail for putting their hands on people. So I feel like that's a little
ironic.
hypocritical.
Yeah, it's a hypocrite, so we can't even take it seriously.
Right.
All right. Well, here is what Kendrick had to say on Meet the Grams, and it was pretty harsh.
You raised a horrible person. The nerve of you, Dennis.
Wow. He compared him to Harvey Weinstein and said that your dad raised a sick kid. All right, here's what else he had to say about this alleged, and there's a lot of allegations here, daughter that he says that Drake has.
Dear baby girl, I'm sorry that your father not active inside your world.
Wow, 11-year-old daughter. Do we think that's true, or that's just an allegation that's being thrown out there in response?
History could be repeating itself.
I think Doc got some bad information. I think, the difference between this, because this is the Pusha T playbook, with Storia added on, and Pusha revealed that Drake had a son that we didn't know about, and then we saw that Drake actually had a son. Unless we see the daughter,
right?
Like, it's kind of like, well, anybody. It's really at this point anybody could say anything. Angela Yee, I could talk about, you're not from Brooklyn. Angela Yee's actually from Mars. She doesn't walk on her 2 feet. She handstands and walks on her hands.
Anything. Too,
Anybody
by the
can
way.
say anything.
And you know what the worst thing you could say about somebody is that they're a pedophile, and Kendrick goes there on Not Like Us.
Say, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1.
Ouch.
That's good rapping.
Yeah, he ate with that.
But I will
Messed
say,
up.
and we'll talk about this later, Drake comes back and says, Emanuel, be sharp. And, that was clever too. But he also says the Bay is not going to let you disrespect Pac. And now he's saying that he cannot go there because he's supposed to be going there on tour. But we'll talk about this, and we want to hear your thoughts. 800-292-5150. We're not done yet, but we want you guys to weigh in. Rob Markman is here. Jordan Emanuel is here. And we want to chit-chat with you guys about what you think about this ongoing beef. 800-292-5150.
This is Way Up with Angela Yee.
Let's go. Yeah.
You are a media maven, right?
Ooh, you never know what Angie's gonna say.
Uh-oh. All right. It's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee. Jordan Emanuel is here. Rob Markman is here. We have some journalists with us today talking about this Drake versus Kendrick. So I want to know, before we get to the calls, because you guys are going to let us know what you think, 800-292-5150. What do you think, Rob?
Straight up, I think Kendrick is up right now. But I think both of them messed up. I think there's a lot of mudslinging and there's no receipts. I know rappers are professional liars, but these are two of the
You're
best
a rapper
guys.
too, by the way.
I know. I tell the truth. I'm one of the truth ones. That's why my streams are so low, because I just tell all about my boring life.
Honor.
Yeah, but these are two of the best guys that we've ever had, especially of this generation. But they're gonna go time as all-time greats. I hold them to a higher standard.
And their styles are so different. That's what makes this interesting. What do you think, Jordan?
I definitely think Kendrick is up as well. I just want some receipts. I want some proof.
Right.
I want some timelines.
Right. And I think, I think Drake also gives so much ammunition with just certain things that he does and says. It makes it easy to be like, make an accusation whether or not it's true.
Well, he's the more famous one, so we just see all of his dirt.
He's out there like
Kendrick
that.
drops an album and then he goes home to his family, and we don't see him for a couple of years.
Right.
And
sounds peaceful.
Yeah, but
until now,
it's interesting because everybody, remember, they were putting Kendrick on the clock. Kendrick doesn't drop as often
and they put
as
out like
Drake.
4 songs.
And Kendrick's been the one bombing back to
I
back.
feel like something's going to come out today. And if it does, we'll be right here for you guys. Now, we want to see what you think. 800-292-5150. Blake, what are your thoughts on Kendrick versus Drake?
Kendrick is about 1,000 points right now.
Tell us why. Because, and we didn't get into this yet, but the Hard Part 6 came out last night. But why do you think that?
That song is exactly why I feel like that. because he started rapping like Kendrick. Every Drake fan was talking about how Kendrick rapped too slow and he explained too much. Drake went straight to that, and it sounded like he's giving up.
Okay, because he kept saying that this is it. Like, he's not going to keep going with this. And then I also feel like he was very defensive, like trying to respond to all these accusations.
Drake do this all the time. He started mentioning families. Like, he mentioned Pusha White. Pusha took the gloves off.
Mentioned DJ Drama Girl, too, back in the day.
Oh, I remember that.
For free, yeah. Last year I had Drama Girl, not right now. Like, this is, he right. This is definitely Drake M.O. Like, he go after the women that you love.
And I feel like he's known for, like, messing with other people's women.
Absolutely.
Because people were speculating.
All these people don't hate Drake for no reason.
Okay, Blake. Thanks for calling. All right, Cheryl, it's me, Rob, and Jordan. What do you think? Who's winning this battle?
I'm going to go with Drake on this one because I think, like I said, it's not a knockout right now. But if I had to make a decision, I'm going to go with Drake.
And tell us why.
Family Matters, he's just knocking out everybody.
Okay. You feel like it's him against the world.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Elroy.
What's up, Yee?
We up here. Me, Jordan, and Rob. Who do you think is winning this battle?
Man, I think Drake winning, but I think a lot of people biased. I think people
people
gonna say Drake lying and Drake don't got no proof, but even do Kendrick. Drake put Kendrick on his first big tour, and now all of a sudden Drake this fake guy. Kendrick talking about Drake being light skinned, but his son light skinned. Come on, man.
Okay, yeah, people didn't like that mixed light skin stuff.
Kendrick talk about Drake being a child pedophile. People say that could be true, but then when Drake say Kendrick beat on his girl, people say, nah, ain't no proof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think that he shouldn't use the N-word, Drake?
Yeah, he can use the N-word. What you think?
I saw some people like, I don't never want to hear him say that again.
Nah, he can definitely say that.
All right. Well, thank you, Elroy. Hey, Jabri, what's up?
Hi.
Drake versus Kendrick. Me, Rob, and Jordan want to know what you think.
I'm going for Kendrick with this one because Drake haven't really dropped anything that made me go. But now Kendrick, with the punchlines and the stuff he's saying, that's pretty hard.
I felt like with Kendrick, you had to listen to it like multiple times to catch it too. So
to understand it, but when you understand it, it just blows your mind.
You guys agree with that?
Yeah. It's got more depth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Kendrick is up. But it's funny, the guy, Jabri, name rhymes with Aubrey, went for Kendrick. Blake, name rhyme with Drake, also went for Kendrick. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, something going on here.
All right, we'll talk about it more when we come back. And to be clear, Rob has interviewed all of the players in this, so we'll talk about that too. It's way up.
Why you trolling like a ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor.
Ooh, and that's a DJ Mustard beat.
Yeah.
Is that the worst thing you could say about somebody? That they're a pedophile? Because there's, people get mad when you put that allegation out there if it's not true.
Yeah,
it's pretty big.
That in our culture, I think I'm just speaking like there's no coming back from that. There's no redeeming.
Any culture, you're a pedophile. That's it.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? Like we don't wish jail on nobody, right? Like we just talking about in our culture. That's usually how we go, except pedophiles and rapists, and it's like send them to jail and beat them up every day and wishing death on people.
And no one feels bad for you.
And nobody feels bad for you. It is that stain don't come off.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's hear what Drake had to say because everybody was like, wow, finally, Drake has something to say. At first we were like, when is Kendrick going to say something? Now Drake has responded, and this is the Heart Part 6, where he basically says Kendrick was getting some fake information that was purposely being given to him.
Desperation, we plotted for a weekend and we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation.
Now, Jordan, I want to ask you this, because he said that first he called people clowns that was giving information, but then he said he was feeding the information.
Yeah, I think he should have put a pause on that for a second and figured out his thoughts before he released anything else, to be honest, because I felt like he was contradicting himself throughout the majority of the song.
And do you believe this feeding fake information?
No.
Sounds very convenient.
Yeah.
Because then after that, he did go on to deny these pedophile claims.
Yeah.
As he should.
That's why these pedophile raps so obsessed with. It's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive.
And yes, so he's denying those claims, but he also made some claims about Kendrick. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he? Oh, about the Day Free stuff.
Well,
No.
but then I feel like he was saying that something about being molested.
Yes.
And that's where it kind of started from.
Yeah, he did. He went into Mother May I from Mr. Morale, where Kendrick talks about his mother suspected that he was getting molested, but Kendrick said it never happened.
Right, but he kind of tries to say this is why you're acting like this because you've been molested.
Right.
People didn't like him weaponizing that.
Yeah.
But in a rap beef, I guess everybody's been going everywhere in this one in particular. We're going to discuss this more, of course, but when we come back, we're going to take a break. We need to breathe from all of the beef. And we're going to do Under the Radar. These are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. And you'll be happy to know everybody in here loves Dave & Buster's. And you're going to love something that's going to be happening there now. It's Way Up.
Check the news. I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
It's Way Up. I have Jordan Emanuel and Rob Markman here with me today, guest hosting.
Hey.
We've been talking about Kendrick and Drake all morning, but now let's switch it over to something fun.
Please.
Yes,
I need a break.
that.
We need to breathe for a minute. All right, Dave & Buster's is planning to allow betting on arcade games. Some people are upset about it, though, but they announced that they're working with the entertainment chain Lucre Sports is to place wagers on their arcade games. And some lawmakers are saying they don't like it. They said it's inappropriate for family-friendly arcades to facilitate unregulated gambling on their premises. These businesses simply do not have the ability to oversee gambling activity in a safe and responsible manner. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, Dave & Buster's already gets pretty lit at late night without the kids there.
Oh,
to be
that's
honest.
a fact.
I feel like it's already a party zone over there, so the added gambling isn't going to hurt anybody.
Maybe they should make it after a certain time.
Right.
Yeah, I like this because I heard you think you nice in the little basketball.
Oh, I'm
thing.
so good at that game.
Yeah.
I got some footage.
Yeah, I need to come through. I need some chicken. I'm gonna take all your money.
And they said
Put the ticket up.
it's real money, but it's friendly competitions. An average of about $10 per bet. They haven't decided what a maximum bet will be. But that might be nice. You're right. If it's like when the kids aren't there at night, because Dave & Buster's does turn into an adult playground after a certain time.
Yeah, let's go. I want all your money.
Okay, I don't believe it.
Everything you got. I'm gonna run
All
your
right,
pocket.
we're going to see. Because let me tell you something. The last person who bet against me lost. And that would be Donnell Rawlings in ping pong. All right? All right. Well, that is your Under the Radar. Now, we got the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. And I'm really excited to have Rob Markman here and Jordan Emanuel here. Jordan's actually going to be joining us all week. And we're going to be talking a lot about Martha's Vineyard, the Summer House show that we've been watching on Bravo, also streaming on Peacock. All right, so we'll get into it with her. But Rob Markman is here today because there was so much activity going on with these disses going back and forth. Yeah. We have more when we come back, and maybe there'll be a new diss out by then. It's Way Up.
Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. And of course, Rob Markman is here with me today. And Jordan Emanuel is here too.
Yes.
Both of you are journalists. Let's get into some Yee Tea. Did you guys watch the Tom Brady roast? Yes?
I didn't see it. I saw it on the internet.
Yeah,
okay.
I've seen the clips.
The clips.
All right, well, there are some highlights from it. And Kevin Hart was there, and he was in rare form as he was roasting. And I know this is definitely his element to be able to do this. And one of the things that he said, one of the jokes that he had about Tom Brady, a lot of jokes were about his ex-wife, Giselle. Here's what he said.
Sometimes gotta your coach. You know who else their coach? Giselle. She their karate man. I mean, Jesus Christ, Tom. One of the smartest quarterbacks ever played a game. How did you not see this coming? 8 karate classes a day, and she's still a white belt.
8 karate classes a day? You didn't see this coming? And he also talked about their divorce and how he chose his career over his marriage. A lot with that. It happens. All right. In addition to that, Tom Brady at the end, of course, got his revenge. And one of them was him roasting Kim Kardashian. And by the way, when she went up there, she ended up getting a smattering of booze. But here's what he had to say.
Kim Kardashian, thank you so much for being here. I know Kim was terrified to be here tonight. Not because of this, but because her kids are home with their dad.
Uh-oh. Kanye gonna get you. You left a little too hard at that, Rob.
Yeah. Come again. I mean, what you gonna do? Like you said, Kanye gonna get me. It's not like you said Mano's coming after me, man. Shout out to Mano. It's a difference.
That is different.
I can handle
All right, now, another thing that happened over the weekend was the Lovers and Friends Festival in Vegas was canceled. And it was like the day that it was happening that it got canceled. Can you imagine? People really flew out there and got all their lodging and all of that. And I saw one person said she landed and turned right back around and got on her flight because she found out when she landed, but they did upgrade her, so she was excited about that because I guess it was happening to a lot of people when they went out there. So unfortunate. And Mary J. Blige hopped off the PJ. It was like, I'm here, and they were like, is someone going to tell her?
Yeah, it's Drake and Kendrick fault. They was like, ain't no friends and ain't no lovers this weekend.
Right.
We canceling this whole thing.
Man, but there were so many people, so many huge stars that were going to be performing there. I mean, Mary J. Blige, Gwen Stefani, Snoop Dogg, Ludacris, Usher, Nelly Furtado, TLC, MIA, Alicia Keys. I mean, that was a packed lineup. But Usher did a last-minute Vegas show after it was canceled. Snoop Dogg and T-Pain performed somewhere else. They did something, too, after it was canceled. At IU Day Club. So, people made the most of it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's Vegas. You can't really go wrong.
Yeah, there's always something to do in Vegas.
Yeah, Usher got to the bag. He said, I'm going to get a bag somewhere else. He owned that town.
He's
man.
a king of Vegas. Yeah. All right, now, somebody else who was flying out, but things didn't go so well for him either, was Jim Jones. He ended up getting into a brawl at the airport in Fort Lauderdale. I don't know what happened. I heard that people were yelling out racial slurs to him, but here is the... Oh, we don't have it? Okay, don't worry about it. But yeah, so after that, he did say that he was fine, and he posted a video of himself. But he was on the escalator, and at some point, he started scuffling with people. Did you watch the video footage?
He dragged. He got both of them. Let's just put it that way.
It's a good WWE move. It was like a little flip over. Fight on the escalator is serious. That's dangerous. Like, we can't wait till we get off this escalator.
Right,
like,
it's hard enough to bring a bag on the escalator, let alone fight.
Shout out to
brought
Jim.
it, though.
I'm glad Jim is all right.
And he said, to all my family, I'm good. Love y'all. Way too many calls and texts to reply to. God is good. The airport is the worst place. I saw a woman come over and try to break it up. I was like, you guys stop. But
well, it was her job. It looked like a TSA agent.
She was like, I'm going to stand back here.
I was about to say, even that, I don't get paid enough. I'm so sorry. Y'all handle this.
Call for help.
But to Jim's credit, he sat back and the dude still kept trying to attack him. So
I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, he looked a little off.
It was like they were having that Mike Tyson moment. Remember when the guys were on the plane harassing Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
And
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, Rob Markman, since you're joining us today, we want to make sure we get into some of what you have going on right now so the people know. Because as soon as all this beef was going on, I hit up Rob Markman while I was in St. Thomas. And I was like, I need you to come in to break this down for us. And we'll tell them why you are, to me, one of the authorities on everything hip hop. It's way up.
Vibing way up with Angela Yee.
Come right back.
More now.
All right, it's way up. I'm Angela Yee, and right now, me and Jordan Emanuel are putting on our interviewing hats to interview Rob Markman. Rob Markman. All right, so I want to talk about who you are because when I first met you, where were you writing as a journalist?
I was at Double XL.
You were at Double XL. Oh, that's right, Rob Markman from Double XL. That's who you were.
Yeah, and you said, and when we first met, you was like, you look taller in your avatar. We only knew each other from Twitter.
Yeah, from Twitter.
I'll never forget that.
And then, you are pretty short. Are you a size 7?
I'm 5'9". I'm definitely a size 10. I'm above average height. Let's not do this.
All right, so I just want people to understand, why I called you to come in today because you are a veteran when it comes to music, and you're also an artist. So
yes.
This is something we've discussed previously. Was it hard for you to go from being a writer to now presenting yourself in a different way? Because you've interviewed Kendrick, you've interviewed J. Cole, Mariah Carey, Drake, everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little weird. I think it was weirder for people. I did feel like people were like, what the hell is he doing? Because you never really saw somebody go from journalist to artist before. I think we had the Benzino era, but that was different. The Benzino owned the source. He wasn't actually like interviewing people. So, it was weird, but it was just something I wanted to do. It's something I was passionate about. I wasn't out here trying to compete with nobody. I'm not out like, it's just a way I express myself. Mm-hmm. And real ones respect it. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of sneaky hate out there. Like,
what?
Yeah. It's definitely.
Anybody we got to do a diss song about?
Oh, there's been like a couple of subs back and forth.
Really?
Like, absolutely. Like, it's what rappers do, but it's all for the sport.
Mm-hmm. And I want to ask you this: when it comes to even speaking on, we've been talking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Does it get personal because they know you? And so sometimes you say something and you give your opinion, which is fair to do, but do they feel a way because they're like, man, Rob, I thought we was cool?
I don't know. I've heard things from certain artists, not those two particularly. Like, I think like when the Drake Quentin Miller, when we first found out about Quentin Miller, and I'm giving my commentary on that. You know, I don't think OVO liked that very much, but you know, hey, we all heard the records. I don't know how they feel about this. I'm not really concerned how they feel about it. Like my best relationship right now, my most important relationship right now is the relationship with the audience.
Okay.
You know
all
what I mean?
right, that's
So-
fair. You hear this, Jordan? That's journalism.
That part.
Yeah.
That comes first.
And I want people to know where because you're at Genius right now too, as an executive over at Genius, and I use Genius all the time. It's such a credible source. When Genius first launched, you were heavily involved.
Yeah.
You know,
I came a little bit after.
A
They
little bit
launched in 2009, and then I started there in 2015. I was part of the content, like when Genius went from just being a website with annotations, which was a great website and a great
to
tool.
get lyrics and
Right, that I start, you know, when we
Right.
started the YouTube channel and really started the series, and artists were coming in and out of Genius.
You were like the
I'm the
face
start of that. Yeah,
of
absolutely,
Genius.
absolutely.
And you have your own platform, so we want to make sure people know
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's like we do more than one thing in this world. So I'm at Genius as an executive, and shout out to the team there, do amazing work. And then at night, you know what I'm saying, it's Rob Markman on YouTube. It's,
Rob
you know,
Markman After Dark.
Yeah, it's my own content. It's my own platform. You know, my face, my voice, my just persona is a very important part of my career.
Well, let's see if you have to stay up late tonight, because we don't know if Kendrick's going to respond to Drake, but we'll be looking to you for that commentary. And I told you Jordan Emanuel is here all weekend, so tomorrow get ready for your and the rest of the week for you to talk about that. But in the meantime, all of us are about to give some advice. 800-292-5150. Ask Yee when we come back. Any question you have, we're here to help. It's Way Up.
Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
Thought you should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Rob Markman is here. Jordan Emanuel is here. 3 different points of view for Ask Yee. We have an anonymous caller on the line. What's up?
Hi, Angela. So I have a question.
Okay.
My boyfriend, he's beautiful, he's wonderful emotionally, but he's complacent and being poor. I'm the breadwinner in the situation. I just want him to strive for more and want better.
Ooh, and Rob, as a man in the room, what do you think?
There was a time when my wife made more than me. But is the question how
It's
much
about motivation.
he makes? Because I was still out there working and hustling. I just didn't make a lot.
Okay. So the issue is he has a job,
Okay.
but it doesn't cover his basic necessities. And so I'm giving suggestions and advising the things he can do to help, and it's falling on deaf ears. And I'm just like, do I throw away what could possibly be my person because they're complacent?
Yeah, it's hard to be with somebody who's not motivated, right, Jordan?
Have you tried positive affirmations and just trying to encourage him to do more?
Yeah, I've bought him affirmation books. I've given him advice, suggestions, and I'm like, it's starting to make me resent the situation a little bit, and I don't know what to do.
You know, and that's, I'm going to say this. There's something in him that makes him scared to try, because some people are really scared of failure and being told no and putting themselves out there. And then some people, like, you have to learn, in order to be great, you have to be told no, you know, a whole lot of times. And some things aren't going to work out, and you have to learn to have thick enough skin to be okay with that, dust yourself off and keep going. And some people are like, I'm not even going to try because I don't want to fail.
Yeah.
I've told him that too, because I told him I've failed before, but then once I got to the point where I was winning, it just never stopped. And I'm like, I didn't come from a silver spoon. I worked for everything I have.
And, you know, you're right. The resentment is going to come. I've dated somebody who I didn't feel like was motivated enough. You see how much I work? All three of us.
Right.
And you too, anonymous caller. I know, like you said, you've been working really hard. You want to see somebody that's like always putting themselves out there. Is he in a job where he could actually get a promotion or make more or do more?
Not really.
No, you also need to ask yourself, because and determine at what point he is in life, and if you think he's actually going to change, because you need to be fair for yourself and fair to the relationship too, because what you're talking about, resentment in a relationship, that's a deadly word, because that resentment builds and builds and festers, and in years you turn around and the love just isn't the same. So at least you're being honest about the resentment that you feel, but you're going to have to determine, is he in a rough patch right now and it could get better, or is this just who he is? And then you might have to make your decision. I hate to say it.
Yeah, because at this point it's on you. If you feel like I'm giving him, you know, time and I've tried to help and just nothing's working, I don't know that you want to drag yourself down.
Yeah, that's what I feel like, because it's been 8 months now.
Ooh, 8 months. All right, well, look, you did everything that you could potentially do. Now it's on him. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Sometimes when you have to leave somebody because they're not doing what they need to do for themselves, because it's not even just for you, but if he's not there for himself, he can't be there in the relationship, then, you know, maybe he'll pull himself together, because he might be using you as a crutch right now, too.
Oh, God. Thank you.
All right. Well, do what you got to do for yourself, girl. He's doing what he needs to do for himself, which ain't much. All right. Well, 800-292-5150 is the number. In case you couldn't get through, you can leave a message for Ask Ye or call us. We're here for you. And when we come back, we told you Jordan Emanuel is here. She'll be here all week. If you watch Summer House Martha's Vineyard, we're going to have some things to talk about with her, but also off the show, what you have going on is Way Up.
We're about to do this. Yeah.
Yo.
More Way Up with Angela Yee on now.
You know who it is.
You know who it is.
All right, it is Way Up. I'm Angela Yee. Rob Markman is here with me. And now Jordan Emanuel is on the hot seat.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Well, listen, I've been watching you on Summer House Martha's Vineyard, and I know we're going to have a lot of topics from the show, but this is about you and how you even ended up on that show, what you were doing before that. And I know I've seen interviews that you've done, especially the one in Essence, where you talked about being the Playmate of the Year, right?
Yep. Yep.
And that was obviously for Playboy, but then also being celibate.
Yes.
For a year. So I want to talk about that journey that you had, because when I think of Playboy, I don't think of many black women that have been able to grace the covers and even be Playmate of the Year.
Right. There's only been 4 of us. And I'm the very last. So they save the best for last.
I know that's right.
And it was a very empowering experience. I think a lot of people look at Playboy and think about, oh, it's for the men's entertainment. And I think they underestimate how many women are empowered by just being in their bodies. And we curate our shoots. We're active parts of our experience there. And I wrote my own article. So to me, it was a very empowering relationship, and it continues to be.
And you went to the University of Miami.
Yes.
So let's talk about your majors.
Okay, so I studied broadcast journalism, music business, and art history.
I love it.
So that's how I ended up here.
No, and when they said that, I was like, yeah, she has to be, on here, because we're going to have you guest hosting this week. And you also DJ.
Yes.
You're like the ultimate woman.
I'm trying to be. That's what I strive to be. I feel like when, TRL and things like that were really popping, and like VH1 was really still about the music, I just missed that level of nostalgia and thoroughness with music and pop culture in general. So I just want to bring that back.
Now let's talk about this year of celibacy that you did, and what made you decide to do that.
Being in terrible situationships, how we usually have to take a little break from
dating,
relationships, dating, sex, all those things. And I just wanted to focus on me. And so to me, I'm like, let me take the distractions off the table. Let me get refocused on what I'm trying to prioritize and what I'm not going to continue to fall for.
All right. And on Summer House Martha's Vineyard, you were really good friends with, was it Jasmine?
Yeah.
You and Jasmine were really close, but then she ended up getting married.
Right.
And even though she knew you were celibate, she definitely was trying to hook you up.
Yeah. And there was really no hook to be hooked on at the house at the time. So it caused some complications for sure.
And so one of the things that she feels is that you guys aren't as close as it used to be. It's season 2 now.
Yeah.
Season 1, you guys were a lot closer.
Right.
And now it's, you're not necessarily calling her in between taping.
Yeah, we're figuring it out. When people go through differences in relationships and in life, like you either come together or you kind of spread apart. It's kind of a natural part of getting older and lives changing. So we're trying to figure it out.
Now, Rob, have you ever watched Summer House Martha's Vineyard? And it's okay if you haven't.
No, I haven't. I'm sorry to say that.
Okay, well, it's not too late.
Yeah. That's what we want to do. This catch up. You can binge watch.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time because it's only on season 2, halfway through. So you can catch up on season 1.
I can finish that like in a week.
Right. Yeah, you can probably finish it in like a couple of days.
Right. Well, it depends on Kendrick and Drake.
Right.
How busy they keep us. But yes.
How was it being in a house for 15 days straight with men and women?
Yeah, it was a lot. But I went to boarding school. So I feel like I had the skills and the experience to deal with it. But it's a lot.
All right. Well, we're going to be talking to you all throughout the week about different topics on the show. You were very open about a lot of things, including the fact that you have alopecia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I want to make sure we make that a topic of discussion because that's something that was definitely in the headlines and it did bring a lot of attention to that too. But I want to talk about your experience throughout the week. But guys, make sure you follow her. She's going to be here all week. She'll be here tomorrow for Siete de Meno as well. And listen, when we come back, you guys get to have the last word. It's way up.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jordan Emanuel is here. She'll be guest hosting all week.
Yes, I'll be here all week.
And Rob Markman, you guest hosted today. You got to come back more often, too.
You know, send the invite, put up the bad signal, I'm coming.
All right. No, I appreciate that. You definitely responded. We needed you today.
Nah, you my people.
You might be here tomorrow, depending on if these tracks
yeah. You might be up late tonight and back here tomorrow. Like, all right, so Kendrick put this out, and then Drake put out a track, and then Kendrick put out 4 more.
Yeah, y'all can catch me on YouTube, Rob Markman on YouTube. As soon as the track drops, I'm on it.
And listen, and to be clear to everybody listening, every time something's happening when it comes to these tracks, I go to Rob Markman's page on Instagram to see what his breakdown is of everything, because it's journalistic. It's not just, whoa, that was dope, that was crazy. It's like breaking down the why.
Yeah, nah, we need more of that. Journalism is under attack, not just in our music space, but the political spectrum all across the world. This election is going to be a doozy. Like, journalism is in trouble. Objectivity is in trouble. So, you know, I just try to do the very best that I can.
All right. Well, we appreciate you. So make sure y'all check out Rob Markman, and he'll definitely be back up here. And Jordan Emanuel, tomorrow we're going to be doing Siete de Meno probably, because if Meno comes in, we got to celebrate because we weren't here for Cinco de Mayo. Right. So Siete de Meno possibly tomorrow. Are you ready for that?
I'm trying to get prepared.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to get prepared.
All right. Well, you guys have a great day. A lot of people called in to weigh in on what they thought about the beef. And of course, y'all have the last word.
Yo, what up, world? What up, Angela Yee? You already know what it is, man. Your boy Rocker B, the human in P3. You are watching a master at work. Straight from New Orleans, you heard me, R&B sensation. Look, I'm coming to tap in with this whole Kendrick Lamar and Drake situation. Kendrick is up. Drake did his thing, but with the Heart Part 6, I feel like he's bowing out. As far as Kendrick is concerned, Kendrick Lamar is literally the black Eminem. There is no way that Drake can get out of this.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.